Hello my friends and friends of your channel Board and Fire. Today I present to you one of the best matches that I have seen in my life. It is the first match that we analysis on the channel for one of the best players in history, Iranian Rashid Nezhmetdinov, which he played against Oleg Chernikov in the Chigorin Team Cup in 1962. Rashid started the match with e4. Black replies c5 Sicilian defense. Knight f3. Knight c6. Now the two players are playing Sicilian open defense. d4. Pawn captures pawn. Knight captures pawn. g6. Knight c3. Bishop g7 is now a threatened white knight. Bishop e3 to defend the knight. Rashid wants his knight to stay in the middle as much as possible, which suits an attacking player like him. Maybe other players, and frankly me among them, prefer the move knight b3 here. Knight f6. Bishop c4, which is the move preferred by the search engine, and again it is suitable for an offensive player like Rashid. But there is also the move f3, which is very useful to prevent any offensive attempts from the black knight, and it is also a good base for white to make a storm of pawns quickly on a short cast, the expected of black. But Rashid probably didn't care about the knight's attack, because the black bishop of the queen hadn't participated in the attack yet. Castling. Bishop b3. Here Oleg made a sacrifice of the move knight g4. Rashid accepted the sacrifices by the move, queen captures knight. Knight captures knight. Rashid appears to have lost his attacking knight, but he completed queen h4. Queen a5. Castling. Bishop f6. The normal here is for any player to escape with his queen. Even the search engine suggests the move queen g4. But Rashid is not a normal player and played here with confidence. Queen captures bishop, and before we complete our analysis, my friends, don't expect that sacrifice will end the match. Not my friends and friends of Board and Fire. All what is that Rashid decided to complete the match without his queen. Maybe it's a crazy confidence, we don't know. Before capturing the queen, Oleg played here the best move, which is knight e2 check. Knight captures knight. Pawn captures queen. Knight c3. Rook e8. Knight d5. Of course, if the black capture a pawn, the rook loses by the move, knight captures pawn check. Check. That's why black played here rook e6. Rashid continued his attack with bishop d4. Here, before we finish analyzing the match, my friends, imagine that despite Rashid losing his queen, the search engine during the past steps either gives a draw, or a slight advantage to the black. It seems that sacrifice was already above the level of our thinking. On the whole, the black here completed king g7, but the search engine here preferred queen d8. Rook a d1. Here Oleg made his first blunder and played d6. Of course he now needs to enter the bishop for the match, after losing all his light pieces, but that move makes him vulnerable to losing the rook at any moment now, and the pawn is weak, and it was best here to play b7. Rashid responded by preparing for his next attack with move rook d3. Bishop d7. Rashid had a great sacrifice here, to guarantee him a financial tie as he is a situational equal. You can pause the video for a moment to think about it. Yes, my friends and friends of the Board and Fire channel, the move is knight captures pawn. If Oleg completes here by escaping with the king of any square, Rashid wins the bishop, so the sequel is as follows. Rook captures knight. Rook f3 attacking the tied rook. Bishop e6. Rook captures rook, threatening an attack by revelations. King g8. Bishop captures bishop. Pawn captures bishop. Rook captures pawn. Queen captures pawn. Rook captures pawn. Now a neutral position in terms of matter, as it is positionally neutral. But here Rashid preferred to keep his attacking power in full, and played rook f3. Bishop b4. Rashid's best defense here was c4. The match continues as follows. Bishop a3. Knight captures pawn. Bishop captures bishop. Pawn captures bishop. But Rashid completed here bishop c3, threatening the queen. Queen d8. Knight captures pawn. Oleg replied bishop e2, and it's a new blunder. To hit Rashid hard with the move knight captures h7. If Oleg accepts the sacrifice, Rashid responds, rook captures pawn check. If Oleg plays king h6, Rashid wins with the following moves. If king h7, Rashid wins the queen by the move, bishop f6 discovering check. But if here he completes king h5, the game will be completed with the following moves. Bishop captures rook. Queen e8. Bishop e6 threat. Now rook h7 check, then rook h4 checkmate. There is no solution for him but queen captures rook. Bishop captures queen. Bishop captures rook. If he plays king captures bishop immediately, Black replies rook f8 winning one of the bishops, so he plays here first g4 check. King captures pawn. King captures bishop. Now if rook f8 fork, white responds with bishop e6 check, then completes the match with white supremacy. But if the black completes here king g8, the white completes here bishop captures rook, the threat is now checked by detection. Queen e8. Rook e7 discovering check, winning the queen, and complete the match with a sweeping advantage of the white. That's why Oleg did not accept the sacrifice and played king g8. Rashid's best move was knight f6 check, and the match will be completed as follows. If black plays king f8, the response is rook h3, the threat is rook h8, and wins the queen and the match is completed as follows. Rook captures knight. Rook h8 check. King e7. Bishop captures rook check. King captures bishop. Rook captures queen. Rook captures rook. Rook e1. Then the match continues, as you can see, and Rashid compensates for his delay and leads with 2 pawns. As for if he completed here king h8, Rashid wins by the following moves: rook a3 check. King g7. Rook h7 check. King f8. Rook h8 check. King e7. Rook captures queen. King captures rook. Rook e1. Now Rashid is superior with 3 pawns. As for if the black completed here, king g7. He loses by the following moves: knight d7 check. King g8. Rook h3 threat. Now rook h8 check. It is only defended by rook e5. To complete the match with the fierce attack that you are watching, with the clear superiority of the white. But Rashid completed here rook h3. Oleg tried to close that dangerous diagonal with the move rook e5. Rashid continued the same idea with the move f4, trying to open the diagonal again. Oleg played bishop captures rook, which is the move that the search engine considered it blunder, and preferred on it the move rook h5, where the rook will lose and we will reach the shape you see, and despite the white supremacy, the closest result is a draw, perhaps with repeated checks. Back to the match where Rashid completed here king captures bishop. Again the search engine is suggesting rook h5, but Oleg played rook c8 leaving the rook. In a strange move, Rashid decided not to capture the rook, and played bishop d4. Again Oleg left the rook and played b5. Oleg is terrified at the idea of opening the diagonal even if the price is to lose the rook. Knight g5 is now attacking f7. Oleg defends with the move rook c7. Bishop captures pawn check. Rook captures bishop. Here Rashid will begin to reap the rewards of his focus on attacking the king, and his lack of quest for material gain, as here he made a wonderful sacrifice rook h8 check. If Oleg refuses to accept the sacrifice of the move king g7, he will lose his queen, then continue the match with the moves you see with a sweeping advantage of Rashid. So Oleg was forced to accept the sacrifice by the move king captures rook. Rashid continued his genius attack with the move. Knight captures rook fork. King h7. Knight captures queen. Rook captures pawn. Knight c6. Rook captures pawn check. King e2. Here Oleg resign. But why? Because if he completes rook h4, h3. Now there were no thoughts of the black, in fact his pawns would fall one by one. I hope that you liked the match, that you benefited from it, and that our analysis satisfied you. Do not forget to honor us by joining the channel, and support us by pressing the like button, and waiting for our next episodes.